Thank you so much for your time. On the show today, we intend to beam the searchlight on the real estate sector as well as the rights of the tenant. And if we are lucky, a breast cancer survivor will be joining us later on the program to tell her story. And we believe that she will be in a position to motivate and to inspire a lot of other people who are at the moment breast cancer victims. Remember that this is the Breast Cancer Month. Every October is set aside to sensitize and bring information, to the forefront about breast cancer, John.
Yeah, that's right, Helen. That's right. And maybe I should just throw this into October 24, which is Monday, is also World Polio Day. Okay. As a matter of fact, I just dived into the studio after starting the polio walk.
Why did you take off the cap?
I have the cap right here.
It looked really nice on you this morning.
I just thought you'd make it a surprise.
No. We can invite everyone out there.
Yeah, as we strive to keep polio at zero, we want to congratulate Nigeria for having kept it at zero for 3 years now.
Okay.
And Rotarians all over the world, especially in Lagos and Ogun State, that's District 9110, are today marking World Polio Day.
Interesting.
And then aside from that, I want to congratulate our under-17 girls.
Okay.
They've qualified for the semifinals.
Can you imagine beating USA?
Qualified for the semifinals. Wow. And that is really something to write home about.
I see that you started today on a smiley note.
Yes.
Okay, so should we just go that route, or
enough reason for me to smile.
All right, I smiled through this morning, through the Third Mainland Bridge when I was driving from Ikeja to this point, Victoria Island to be precise. I was smiling, but I wasn't too happy. That the Third Mainland Bridge from the Oworoshoki end, before you go down to Ebutemeta, is really, really getting bad. The potholes are getting so terrible, and we might be having more accidents on the Third Mainland.
Maybe you're asking for another 2-year shutdown?
Not shut down.
Not too long ago, we took how many months and how many years twice to fix that bridge.
I think what they fixed then were some massive openings at some point. But
they could have done it once and for all.
The whole stretch is so bad. I don't know who is listening, who is watching, and who has the power to do something about it. We need to get to that. Third Mainland is absolutely vital to the daily runnings of Nigerians.
I hope we are listening. I hope we are listening.
Yeah.
Well, if you're also a university student, exams are around the corner. Forget the fact that you just resumed school. But the exams are staring you right in the face.
So unfair.
I don't know what they've been taught, that they will be
asking them to sit for exams immediately.
But that's what is happening.
Wow.
That's it.
No, we envisaged that there will be so many challenges as offshoots of that long.
We saw that long.
And
really sad.
Also, something else that bothered me this morning, more than 1.5 million children and over 1 million adults have been said to be at risk as, the devastating floods. It's all parts of Lagos, all parts of Nigeria. It's getting so serious that markets are being shut down in different parts of the country. In fact, I saw some videos of Bayelsa and Anambra State yesterday. I was wow.
We're generally on a red alert for floods. And it may not be peculiar to Nigeria, but I think to a large extent it could be controlled.
We're not used to this.
Yeah, it could be controlled because we have issues of dams being, opened in different parts of our neighboring countries.
And the aftermath of the flood is it, apart from the deaths and the displacements, jobs are being lost.
Yeah.
We can't farm. So many things are happening, and I don't know how prepared we are, to cushion the shock and the after effects. And finally, 2 Chibok girls. Today, I read 2 more Chibok girls and 99 others have regained freedom from the Boko Haram camps. They say camps. So it's in various camps, and which tells me that we know where these guys are at.
Yeah. Did we say we did not know?
Okay.
Anyway,
Congratulations.
moving on. Moving on straight to the matter on our table today. Real estate, business landlord and tenant rights. Let's welcome our first guest, Honorable Tajudeen Agoro, a legal practitioner, administrator, philanthropist, a member governing council of Eko University of Medicine and Health Sciences, Ijaniki, as well as a legislator. Honorable Tajudeen Agoro, it's good to have you join us this morning. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
It's so good to have someone who is representing us at the grassroots join us this morning. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
All right.
So who fires the first shot?
You go.
Do I go first?
You go first.
Now I'm going to fire straight. Property ownership, like over the last maybe 30 to 35 years, it has no doubt taken a different dimension, right? If we compare what we have today to what we had 30, 35 years ago. Especially in cosmopolitan centers like Lagos. Now tell us, what has ignited this trend and why? Why have we seen such a drastic change?
Thank you very much. I want to say that I'm a former lawmaker in Lagos State. I was in the Legislative House of Lagos State 23 years ago.
Okay.
Wow.
In the first tenure of Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of APC. And I'm going to pick it from there.
Okay.
That the home ownership in Lagos, particularly, and Nigeria as a whole, got ignited because of the wonderful futuristic plans of the governance of Lagos, starting from Alhaji Lateef Jakonde. Particularly, one bold step that was taken by Alhaji Lateef Jakonde, the opening of the Lekki Corridor.
Okay.
The opening of the Lekki Corridor to the extent of the access road that was created by the then government of Alhaji Lateef Jakonde to open up the Lekki Corridor for there to be a road that will make it easier for people to access the Lekki Corridor. And subsequent government has followed in that direction.
So development
now started in that corridor.
Okay.
But most particularly, when the democracy started, our Fourth Republic started in 1999, which I was lucky to be part of as a lawmaker in Lagos State, representing Lagos Mainland Constituency 1. I remember very well that there were plans, there were programs, specific programs of the Alliance for Democracy at that time, which the present presidential aspirant of APC keyed into as the governor of Lagos State then, under AD, to having not just homes, but having affordable homes for the populace in Lagos. And that trend from that 1999 has continued up till today, culminating into the law on tenants and landlord.
Okay, which we will come to.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, aside from that, it also has to do with the fact that the Lagos State government has made it seamless for home ownership, and the private sector has also keyed into it.
Okay.
For us to get to where we are.
When you talk about seamless,
yes.
While we were working and preparing for this program, I had some conversations with a couple of people. No doubt the Lagos State government is trying, because we see across Lagos State that so many properties have been developed, estates have been built, and supposedly with the intention of selling to people who are unable to purchase their houses at a go outrightly.
Yeah.
But that isn't the situation right now. But hold that while we look at another aspect. Now, with what you have pointed out, the options for home ownership obviously has increased, and that's why there are more properties being built. Now, could you tell us what we now have going on? Because like I said, a lot of people who have keyed in to being able to own their own houses through the Lagos State scheme, the story isn't too good. I can say that.
If I may come in at that point, there are about 6 ways of having home ownership.
Because you use the word seamless.
Yeah, it's seamless. I'm going to get to that. When you talk of outright purchase, you are talking of assignments.
True.
When you buy a property of the vendor and you become the owner, the purchaser, you pay the old price and it's yours.
Yeah.
That is very common. But because of the fact that the Lagos State government realizes the fact that it is not going to be possible for everybody to have the ability to do that, hence they rent to own.
Rent to own.
Rent to own.
What I'm telling you, yes, that's the intention.
Yes.
But practically on the ground, that idea isn't taken off as planned.
I know for sure that the estates built by Lagos State government in collaboration with private sectors, they are done in that manner. I will mention one.
Okay.
Ikmori Estate.
Okay.
Ibeshe Estate. The one in Lekki Axis. What they call this estate now. I know the one at Agoro. I will go on and on.
Okay.
Spread all over the 5 divisions of Lagos. They are done with the procedure of you will be allowed to come into it as a rent.
Yeah, and pay as you go along.
Pay as you go along.
All right.
And you become the owner of the home.
Okay.
That was why I used the word seamless.
Okay. Okay. So just John, let him. Can you take us through the process?
Yes.
Like, the process that people who are seeking to own their properties, in the land of Lagos. What is the process? How is it done?
I said there are about 6 areas. I've just mentioned one, assignment.
Okay.
Then I went to the rent to own.
Okay.
Yes.
But there are other ways.
Yes.
For example, there is what is called you buy into a plan.
Okay.
That must have gone through the approval of the Lagos State government for private sector people, the people who are in the real estate, that you pay X amount of money spread out for a certain period of time as they build on.
Okay.
Then when they finish the construction, you now come in and get your
Take
property. Possession of your property.
Okay.
Aside from that, we have what is called joint venture.
Okay.
You call it JVA, joint venture agreement.
With the real estate
Yes.
practitioners.
What you do is, if you own a land, your land will be your own equity that you put. The developer is coming with the funds. They will build it. Then you will take it. Sometimes it will be 60-40 ratio or 50-50 ratio in terms of what you have agreed to do, based on the covenants contained there in your JVA. Then there is what is called development lease process too.
Okay. That's 5 now.
Yes.
All right.
So what do? They will you as the owner of the land, you give your land to them, you sign an agreement for development lease for a certain period of years. But that period of years, let's take example of 15 years, it doesn't mean you are not going to have access. You have a portion of the property.
Okay. So
While
the developer
will have certain portion to recoup the investment. But eventually, after the years of lease, that property becomes yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the problem I was born in Lagos.
Which one are you able to key into?
Wait now. I was born in Lagos, raised in Lagos. I've lived all of my life in Lagos, so I want to remain in Lagos. Okay? Now, Lagos has become so choked up, that what we were even hearing is that there's the option of vertical development for Lagos, rather than going into the spreading.
That's high rises.
That. Now, how would you advise people like me? Should I pack my things and move to the hinterland because I want to own a property, or should I just join the crowd and grow vertically?
You have given the options available.
Yes.
It is now left for individual to look at the one that will be suitable for the individual, depending on where you get to your livelihood.
Okay.
And again, the hinterland, with the roads project of the Lagos state government, making more access for people to get to the hinterland, makes it easier for people to own their own properties hinterland. You want to talk about the Ikorodu Road, Lagos Iketu to Ikorodu road project, massive project done by Fashola government. That has held in the property development of that corridor. I have left the one of Lekki corridor and I'm now in Ikorodu.
Ikorodu, yes.
Then look at what is going on Badagry Expressway too. Started by Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Why it's taking so long?
It's in phases.
It's such a pain.
It is in phases. It is in phases because of the availability of funds. Because so many other things are going on simultaneously.
In Lagos?
Yes. Because so many things are going on simultaneously. As you are fixing the roads, you are fixing the schools, you are fixing the hospitals, you are fixing the housing system. The security network of Lagos. Out of the ingenuity of the governance of Lagos from 1999 to date, you will see that we have great level of security in Lagos State. Because of the synergy that the state government has been able to establish with the agency that is in charge of security. All these things cost a lot of money for the government. And the government is doing everything humanly possible to make sure that they get more people into the tax net so that we can have more funds to do so many things. And I give kudos.
I hope you are not holding brief. I hope you are not holding brief for government.
I'm telling you what is obvious.
It's obvious.
It's obvious. We cannot see it. We cannot feel it and see it.
Yeah.
Okay. We felt the pulse of a lot of tenants, and pretty much that's why this show was, conceived today for us to look at how we can own our own homes, and what the relationship between owners of homes and their tenants are, and if the tenants have any right at all.
They do.
And if they are aware of those rights. So we'll take a break right about now. You have given us all the options that are available.
Thank you.
For those of us who can, own houses through.
I'm sure you own houses already.
Any of those. You're saying houses. Hey.
I'm sure.
All right then.
It shows on the faces.
All right. So we're looking at how we can own our homes here in Lagos. And if you don't have one yet and you're a tenant, not to worry. You have loads and loads of rights. And if you didn't know about them before now, we're about to let you know. We'll take a quick break and we'll return shortly with our guests. Don't go away.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, Honorable Tajudeen Agoro is still with us. And I'm not going to let you know that before now I had engaged Honorable Tajudeen, once or twice on this issue of properties. And I've always found him, to be somebody who will shake several tables. Now we want to go in defense of the tenants. Because, so many times, they always feel like, they're helpless at the mercy of landlords. So what are the steps, do you think? What are the steps towards ensuring that tenants' interests are well protected when they are about to take up tenancy?
Especially against
because they
the
are
background.
their weakest points.
Against the background of, what the governor did last year, that everybody applauded, coming to the side.
Monthly tenancy.
Yes, no more.
So just tell us generally, what are the steps?
To go straight to the point. A tenant that is coming into a property has so many rights. Don't let us go to the law. The laws are very clear.
Yeah.
Now, a tenant that is coming into a property that wants to have possession of the usage of the property without any encumbrance.
Yeah.
will need to request for what is called the receipt of that tenancy. Receipt, well spelled out, the details and the understanding of that tenancy.
Okay.
There must be a tenancy agreement executed by both parties, that is the landlord and the tenant, stating out the covenants of that tenancy.
Covenant, you mean the terms?
The terms, yes. Okay, I will come to that level. Okay. Stating out the terms of the tenancy, that you are a yearly tenant, you are a monthly tenant, you are a half-yearly tenant. But by the laws of Lagos now, certain parts of Lagos, you are restricted to monthly tenancy.
Certain parts?
Parts, yes. Because the understanding of the law is that there are some areas that are commercial.
Okay.
That whatever you are doing there, you are doing it for profit purposes.
Okay.
So the aspect of monthly tenants is not applicable there.
Okay.
Okay.
But in the whole, the tenant has so many rights. For example, you got into a property as a tenant. There are issues about major defects or major damage in the property. It is the responsibility of the landlord to fix it.
Major?
Yes.
So how do you define major?
Good. That is why it is important for you to sign an agreement before moving into a property.
So these are specified?
These are specifically stated
in that agreement.
In that agreement. And what are the dues payable?
Okay.
Like the Loma due, the security of the neighborhood, the cleaning of the facilities of the, all these things are clearly stated. Maybe at the point of entry, the legal fee that we paid for that agreement. Well, you know, oftentimes people are not ready to pay for that legal fee.
Yes, no.
When you are not paying for the legal fee, you are going to pay for it later.
No. Now what happens is you pay that legal fee to the landlord.
Yes.
There's no lawyer really involved.
There are lawyers involved. Whenever you pay to a landlord, the rent, the legal fee, the agency fee, and the caution fee, those are the four aspects that are paid, four fees that are paid. You as a tenant, you must insist on getting your agreements properly executed and a copy. Stamp duty and a copy.
Stamp duty?
Yes, and a copy given to you.
Okay.
Stamp duty because you have to pay stamp duty to the state government.
So they can't give you a written...
No.
And he signs it now.
For it to be enforceable,
Wow.
the government must know about it.
Okay.
Wow.
So tell us about that. So when you get the agreement...
So when you get it, whenever the landlord will take any step about your tenancy, he has to go through that procedure of as contained in the tenancy agreement. Yeah. For example, a yearly tenant must be given 6 months quit notice. After the months quit notice, you must be given 7 days owner's intention to take possession of the property. It is after these 7 days that the landlord lawyer can now go to court to go and apply to court that he wants to take vacant possession of the property.
Okay.
And the court must see the reason. And you cannot give a tenant quit notice during the pendency of the tenancy. It must be at the expiration of the tenancy, the quit notice you are giving. Because the tenant must enjoy what he or she has paid for.
But the lot we're taking for granted.
Yeah,
because
people don't know. And also, because a lot of the time people are under pressure to find a place. You suddenly hear that the owner, your landlord has passed, and the children want to take over, or they want to demolish. And they give you this 3 months or 6 months notice. And within 6 months in Lagos, really, where you are expected to pay 1 year at least with all of the tenancy fee, the legal fee, the caution fee and all, it really totals to a lot of money. And not too many people, while running around to get this money, find the appropriate house, are able to go through what you're talking about. By the time you find a place, the deadline is almost there and you're about moving You just need a place.
You sound like
you just need a place.
You dealt with a lot of tenants.
I have spoken with a lot of tenants, and I've had the experience too at some point. Really. So Lagos is bad, and that's why we think that the tenants, there should be some avenues, constant avenues where, when you don't own your own home, you're a tenant, this information should just be easily available.
See, Lagos State government has done it well. I'll speak about Lagos because I know so much about Lagos when it comes to real estate. Whenever you are given 6 months quick notice as a tenant, for whatever reason, by the owners of the property, Lagos State Ministry of Justice created an avenue that is called the Citizen Mediation Center.
Yeah.
Whenever you notice that you are having challenges about whatever challenges that it may be, you visit them, you don't pay a dime. I remember that idea came out of the ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution.
I'll let you know that even there,
yes,
they can't compel the landlord to do anything.
I'm coming, madam.
It's an advice.
I'm coming.
Okay.
Whenever you go to Citizen Mediation Center and you sign that you will agree with all the decisions there, that decision becomes enforceable.
It's a mediation center.
Yes. When they mediate, you sign. If you at the beginning of it, you didn't agree with them, no problem. That means it's not be enforceable. But the moment you agree.
With who now?
With the process.
Oh, okay.
With the center. Okay. That, okay, whatever decision is taken here will be binding on me. You cannot now say it's no longer binding on you.
No? There's so many issues.
Interesting to know.
There's so many issues because you have to also get the other party, the landlord.
Yes, they will be invited. And they will attend.
And they are not compelled to go.
No, I agree with you. They are not compelled to go. I agree with you. But because of the fact that it is a part of the law of the state, it's not just from the blues. Okay. I just told you it came out of the ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution, the multi-doc court process, which started under Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu too. Yes, I was a member of the House at that time. I remember very well. And that now become a major idea being used all over the country about dispute resolution.
Okay.
Okay, John.
Yes. But what I want to do now is I want to flip the coin.
Go ahead.
Because landlords like Helen will say that we are
and
not
yourself
protecting.
Too.
Let's even deal with Helen first. Let's flip the coin to the landlords. And I mean, some issues that they face with tenants. There are a lot of sharp practices by tenants.
Yeah.
You know them.
Yeah.
Would you want to highlight some of them?
And how can the
some of the
landlords
common
deal
ones.
with them?
One major way of the sharp practices of tenant is to sublet.
Yes.
And tenancy does not allow that. You can only transfer a lease to have a sublease. But in tenancy, you cannot.
What's the difference if you sublet?
Because it must have been stated in the tenancy agreement that you cannot sublet.
And you can't come
because your tenancy is for a period. It's time bound.
What about now my brother?
No, there's nothing like now my brother. Your name is different from that person's name. I'm Tajudeen Agoro. I have a younger brother, Tajudeen Agoro. Our names are different.
And you are different people.
And we are different people. So it must be like, so most times the tenants wants to do that. Again, the damage to property, the usage of the property is a major concern. Hence, the introduction of caution fee.
And the caution fee is almost like 50% of your rent. If not
No. Most times it's 10% of the rate of the rent. Yes. I'm talking authoritatively, madam. It's most times 10% of the rate. For example, you are paying a rent of 1.5. You are paying 150 as caution fee. You know why, madam? By the time some of the tenants, there are good tenants. I've had experiences of good tenants. But there are some of them that can be funny. By the time they are leaving your property, the amount they paid as caution fee cannot cover 50% of the repairs.
So you do
to put it in tenantable condition because it's part of the clause.
You charge caution, you charge maintenance. There's
No.
There's another name they
it's
give
just
to
caution
it.
fee.
There's another name they give to it.
No, it's to caution you against the use of reckless use of the property and take good care of the property. There's nothing like maintenance again there.
Okay.
Okay, so once you have paid caution fee,
it cautions you.
It cautions you
To use the property properly.
Yeah.
That's what they are talking about. And when you are living and you are leaving the property in a tenantable condition,
inspection.
you get your caution fee because it's a refundable caution fee. At least as far as all the properties I manage or own that it has been for how many years now, we've never had any problem.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll look back at the issue of ownership. And one area, especially in Lagos here, and it's also spread into other parts of the country, is the thing about buying land. You know, you go on the radios or on the internet and you see a lot of real estate so-called experts throwing in your faces opportunities to own one property here, buy one land here, you pay piecemeal. How do we go through that so that at the end of the day, citizens' hands or fingers are not beaten? Several people have stories of woe to tell concerning that. They never get to own the land. They are unable to build for different reasons.
In Lagos State, the much I know that the Lagos State Ministry of Housing, they have established an agency that monitor the activities of the real estate activities in Lagos to avoid such child practices. That people will key into a program and at the end of the day, they will not get result of what they have keyed in to. But the problem again, madam, is this. People don't avail themselves those opportunities.
Maybe
How
there's
do they go about
bottleneck
it?
there. Maybe we'll
There's
go
no
there.
bottleneck. I will use the same word I used earlier, and I will stand by that word.
Seamless.
It's seamless. All you need, Lagos State's activities, just pick your phone. You get the details of whatever you want. You key into it, but you know, we always look for shortcuts. We don't want to go through the procedure and get to a logical conclusion.
And you even find that if you go through the procedure, the process itself is less cumbersome.
But you want to go to shortcut to somebody, that person does not have any understanding more than what you have. But if you go through that process and procedure properly and you exercise patience, you will get a result because you must have protected your investment. Funds are not easy to come by. So when you are releasing your funds, you must protect it jealously.
Okay.
So when you came to the program of Lagos State, as they are promoting it seriously, they are really synergizing with real estate owners right now in Lagos. That you cannot practice real estate activities now without getting accreditation from them. So that they'll be able to monitor the activities and reduce the incessant burning on the fingers of the would-be landowners.
Now, I want to ask something. What you just said now, can we pass on this message to our brothers and sisters in diaspora and let them know that unlike in the past, where some brother or family member or friend has taken money from them to buy property that never materializes, that they now have easy, seamless access.
They should just Google Lagos State website and go to the issues that has to do with housing.
But it's faceless now.
It's not faceless.
You rather give it to your brother.
No, it's not faceless. When you go there, you get all the necessary contacts that are official contacts.
Okay.
And you'll be able to deal with them.
I'm going to try this out.
You can now ask that your brother or your sister to go and follow up for you there. And
to track.
As you are tracking it on your system, because you are not here, you are in diaspora.
Yeah.
He's doing the physical presence.
Okay.
And you are talking to them.
Okay, you can get that your brother to just keep an eye on.
And you don't give money to that your brother. The Lagos State government would the information will give you full details of how to release your money without releasing your money wrongly.
That's interesting.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, and I'm also at this point I'd like to look at both for the tenant and the owner of the landlord. Sometimes you're about to acquire a property at some point in Lagos or rent a property in Lagos. What are the things that you must take care of? Now we're hearing floods all over, How do we know what's the best time to buy? What's the best time to rent?
There's no best time to buy. There's no best time to rent. All times are good to rent.
No.
But you must do what is called due diligence.
Okay, and they include
whenever you want to buy or rent a property, and that is why it's good for you to get a professional involved when you are doing things like that. What the professional is expected to do by the professional code of conduct or practice rules is to do the necessary findings properly about that property in terms of the ownership, if you want to buy, in terms of issues of mortgage, if it's not a mortgage property, so that you don't go and inherit the mortgage that is yet to be discharged.
Okay.
Then you find out if the owner is still alive or is an inherited property. If it's an inherited property that the owner is not alive, that means there is the need for you to go through the process of LA.
What's LA?
Yes, letter of administration, because the children of the deceased, they don't have the power to assign until when they are certified to be administrators of the estate.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe the will of the father must have stated the administrators, but you now take that will to the probate office, you now be given a letter of administration to so assign. Because when you are trying to transfer the title from the former owner to the new owner who has paid the consideration, the land bureau will request for a letter of administration to show that those are the actual owners.
Wow.
So that we don't have selling of property for more than one person.
Okay.
Yes. That is part of the quality control system of Lagos State government that I know of.
Okay. How about area issues of security?
In terms of
in a neighborhood,
Yes, that is issue of security in the neighborhood. We have the Lagos State's neighborhood agency that are in charge of having synergy with the CDAs in the community to ensure that we have security.
Okay.
And then whatever information they have, they give it to the Nigerian police, who is the primary body for the issue of security. I don't think we have any problem with that in Lagos at the moment.
So you engage an expert who would do all of this for
Yes,
you?
you need to do that. And because people should be ready to pay the fee to the expert.
That is it. That's
very important. That fee you are paying today will be a profit for you in future when you get the property eventually.
So if I don't do all of this, and unfortunately I get into trouble, where do I run to?
Definitely, you go back to the professional too.
First.
Yes. When you run into trouble, it is a professional that will be, for example, if you are talking about property purchase, that you run into trouble, you go to a lawyer. The lawyer will find out the documents you have. From the documents you have, you will trace whoever is involved, then take necessary legal step to be able to solve the problem by the grace of God.
Interesting. As you were talking, a few more thoughts are just racing through my head. For instance, somebody will just look at you and say, "You are not a Lagosian. You are not allowed to own land in this part of Lagos." Is that?
Or rent.
I've never
You're
had
not
that
married.
before.
You're single.
I've not ever had that before.
You are not married,
happens.
you are not married as a lady.
The landlord says,
you
"I
are
can't
not
give you
married.
my
The landlord
property."
says
That is hard.
or
to
he
me.
cannot rent a house
That is
out
odd
of
to
a
me.
non.
What is important is the ability to consistently pay the rent and show responsibility in the use of the property.
But where we have seen cases
Yes.
of where landlords say, the example you gave is more, that this is a single lady. She cannot rent my house. Does any landlord have the right?
And she's so desperate, so she can't even begin to look for a lawyer now to go to. But this is
she gets her brother
an issue that
to come and rent
unfolds. There's
it.
so many angles to this, and it's not something we can finish in a show of one day.
Maybe
can we round up with you in 30 seconds, please? A final word.
I will advise Nigerians generally, Lagosians, to please seek the services of professionals in the processes of owning a property and rentage of properties. And also key into the programs of Lagos State government, which are seamless programs to key into to safeguard their investment so that their fingers will not be burnt. Thank you very much.
He insists on that seamless process.
Because I'm sure I'm sure what I'm talking about.
All right, thank you so very much.
It's so interesting because the program itself has been seamless today.
Exactly.
Having you here.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you
Thank
you
you
so
very
much
much,
for
John and Helen. I appreciate
enlightening
this.
us on this very important aspect. You know, houses they need to be built and need to be rented to tenants. Rights of the tenants and how you can acquire your own property has been on the front burner today with our very special guest. Once again, thank you. All right, this is Today with John and Helen, live on Plus TV Africa. Another break is in view. When we return, the conversation gets better, or are we going to gym yet?
We'll do that as well. We need to keep fit.
Dolly Phillips is waiting, so let's dash to the gym and see what Dolly is up to today. And after that, Pharaoh will be sitting here with her guests. Stay with us. It's Today with John and Helen. We'll be back shortly.